Failure is often the early morning hour of darkness which precedes the dawning of the day of success. Leigh Mitchell Hodges. My friends, just keep at it. You can master this. It just takes some time. It takes that mileage. And don't worry about how long it takes, because when you get to the end of that trip, you'll make up for all the time you ever spent. Be patient, work hard, 10 to 15 minutes each and every day, and it's that daily grind for only 10 or 15 minutes. I think this is fun. I don't understand why more and more people don't do it. I love the charts. I love trading. I love practice trading when I'm trying out any kind of new technique or any kind of new change to my indicators, some newfangled way when people are teaching things. I'll go look, but you know what I found over the years? Nothing works better than what we use. We found it, and this is it. It's the Heikin-Ashi candlesticks. It's the trend lines. It's the volume. It's really Heikin-Ashi candlesticks and volume. And I study volume all the time. I'm always reading about the psychology of what all these things mean. And it's fascinating to me. It's just amazing. So let's jump into these charts. We see stocks are up for the day. Everything else, bond, gold. Bitcoin is down. Where are we on the S&P? Because I want to go short on the S&P, but it's not letting me go short yet. You can see for the last 3 days, it's been slowly ticking up. For today, 0.35%. We have a doji here. We have higher than average volume last week where we saw things, again, pop up to the same spot. We haven't gotten that high this week. But I don't have a red spinning top, which is what I want. I don't have down movement. Maybe I'll have it on Friday, and it'll be the key. But look at the 2-day chart. Now, again, no volume here to sustain any of this green candle. And again, we had not quite average volume for the down move. We had average volume for where we touched up on the prior interim top on the 2-day chart. So again, very curious to see on Friday, first day of the new 2-day candle, what it's going to do, what we're going to see. Maybe it'll be a booming day, or maybe it'll be one of those dog days down. This thing will go red, and I'll have what I want. But again, I can't push it. You don't push trade. You let the market tell you what it's going to do. And if the market doesn't tell you, you don't trade it. Everybody's like, oh, but you could have woulda, coulda, woulda, shoulda. But if you don't see it in the volume, if you don't see it in the Heikin-Ashi candlesticks and penetration of trend lines, all the other things that we have to have, you don't pull the trigger. And again, if you haven't taken our class, the big one on the technique of the 3-wave trade, I'm going to put it at the end of today's video. You'll see a link to it in the show notes too. I just put it in today's video. I want you to take it so you understand what it is we're looking for. It's real simple. It's real easy. And when it sets up that way, it almost always is going to go in your direction. And even if it doesn't, guess what? You're minimizing your losses. You're maximizing your gains. Again, with that always winning method, it's going to work for you time and time again. You just have to practice and prove it to yourself. So that's where we are on the S&P, waiting to see what happens tomorrow. What about the NASDAQ? It's not setting up as well. You know, we had this ranging here last week with a red doji almost, just a little bit of a spinning top. We got a green one now this week, up 0.52%. Again, don't know where that's going. Don't know what that's supposed to be telling us. You know, is it dying on the vine? Is it getting ready to roll over? It could be. It could just be digesting some gains, getting ready to pop. I don't know. But we'll see what happens on Friday. I think if we do have any kind of down trade, it's going to be on the S&P. I don't know how to call an up trade because I can't see it here. If something did happen and the market just started booming up, there's not anything to highlight that for me very well at all. So let's move on. And again, that's okay. If, you know, there are thousands of ETFs and stocks that you can look at and potentially trade all around the world. You don't have to trade anything that's not setting up beautifully. Now let's look at 20-year U.S. government bonds going to the third week of up movement, down a little bit for the day, 0.04%. See where it popped up in the morning, rolled back some in the afternoon. Nice 2-day candle. That was all yesterday. And we can see that we hit average volume there. Look at this, already average volume, and it got one more day to go. So bonds just keep on ticking up, even though they pulled back a little bit for the day. What about gold? Gold's taking a breather today, popping up nicely and strong in the morning on Wednesday, pulling back 0.27% for the day. On Thursday, still long on that, nothing crossing trend lines, dying on us. On that half-day chart, well above the weekly trend line. 2-day chart, well above the weekly trend line. Weekly chart, well above the weekly trend line. What about Bitcoin? Down again today. The big down day was Monday, and now it's just, then it sort of popped up Monday afternoon, and now it's sort of moving down since then. Hasn't hit that Monday low yet. Got a ways to go before it would do that. But like we said, down not even 0.5% for the day. 2-day candles did not hit the low on this latest one that you hit on the Monday, Tuesday. Lots of volume in the down move. You can see it. Red down candle does have a little bit of a tick on top. And again, I tell you guys all the time, when you're using these dashed lines here, always move away from the candle because it'll fake you out, make you think you have longer candle wicks than you do, or you can just see barely on top of this one. I move to the left, you can see it's got a little bit of an up movement, some of a down movement, a little less than the size of the candle body on the down move. Very sly up move there. So again, downward pressure on Bitcoin right now after we had that pop up over the last, well, that one 2 weeks ago. Last week we had all the ranging with all the volume. Doesn't surprise me it's down this week because you couldn't have the bears or the bulls take over. And you can see a lot more was pushed down from the up move than up from the down move. And of course, it went down this week. So that is where we are as we go into Friday. Don't forget, Patreon members, we are researching and we will provide you with your weekly vertical crossovers for the week. Hope that you take a look at that list, that you find 1 or 2 or 3 to practice trade, and that you learn by doing. Remember, those are weekly vertical crossovers on the S&P 500. We look for them for you every week. We try to give you ones that have some opportunities. We're also looking at volume there when we're picking them out and looking back in time and seeing, have they given us some hope that those may be giving you some real opportunities from the past moves. So again, Patreon members, thank you so much for your support. Of course, we posted a couple of days ago. That was on Tuesday evening, your Charting Cryptos, Commodities, and Currencies, which will be released to everyone tomorrow at the close of the market. God bless, my friends. All the best from Charting Wealth.